Christmas night, the world outside is a picture of perfect peace. Snowflakes drift down like tiny messengers, blanketing the suburban streets in a soft, white silence. Holiday lights twinkle from every home, casting a warm, inviting glow. It's a scene from a postcard, a moment of collective quiet joy. But on a cold sidewalk, that peace is broken. A figure stumbles, fighting for balance in the deepening snow. It's a woman, dressed in simple civilian clothes. She moves with a strange mix of strength and exhaustion, her steps unsteady. Then, with a quiet sigh, her legs give way, and she collapses onto the frozen ground. Her phone, her last link to the world, slips from her numb fingers and lands silently in the snow. For a moment, everything is still. The festive lights blur, the sounds of the neighborhood fade away, and a profound loneliness settles over her. Inside one of the glowing houses, a man and his young child are watching the snow fall. It's a father, sharing a quiet moment with his kid, pointing out the unique patterns on the window pane. But then, a flicker of movement outside catches his eye. He squints, trying to make out the shape in the darkness. He sees the fallen figure, a dark silhouette against the white snow. A knot of concern tightens in his chest. Hesitation whispers for him to stay inside, to call someone, to not get involved. But a stronger instinct, a simple human impulse to help, overrules it. Without a second thought, he grabs his coat from the hook by the door. The cold air hits him as he rushes outside, his boots crunching in the fresh snow. He kneels beside the woman, his voice gentle. "Hey, are you okay?" He doesn't wait for an answer. He carefully slips his own warm coat around her trembling shoulders, a shield against the biting chill. Her eyes flutter open, they are clear and focused, but shadowed with a deep, bone-weary exhaustion. She's conscious, but incredibly weak, every small movement an effort. He can see a faded bruise on her cheekbone, a slight cut on her lip. She's hurt, but it's more than that. There's a story in her eyes, a heavy weight she's carrying, something she's trying to hide from the world. As he looks at her, quick, fleeting images seem to flash behind her eyes. A moonless night, the quiet tension of a covert operation. The shock of ice-cold salt water during relentless training. The hollow ache of another Christmas spent thousands of miles from home, a blurry video call the only connection. The memory of a prestigious medal, earned through sacrifice, now tucked away in a drawer, unseen. These moments, these pieces of her life, flicker and fade, leaving only the present reality. A soldier, far from any battlefield, lost and alone on a quiet street. He doesn't press her for answers. He doesn't ask who she is or where she came from. The questions don't matter. All that matters is the person in front of him, someone who needs help. "Come on," he says softly. "Let's get you inside. Let's get you warm." With gentle strength, he helps her to her feet, supporting her as they make their way back to the house. Inside, the world changes. The harsh cold is replaced by the soft glow of warm lights. The silence is broken by the quiet hum of a happy home. He sits her down in a comfortable chair by the fireplace and disappears into the kitchen, returning a moment later with a steaming mug of tea. He places it carefully into her hands. The warmth seeps into her fingers, a small but profound comfort. He simply sits with her, offering the quiet gift of his presence, a silent promise of safety. No questions, no judgment, just simple, unassuming care. Eventually, the soft flashing of red and blue lights dances across the living room walls. The first responders have arrived. They step into the house, their movements professional and efficient. But as one of them gets a closer look at the woman, a flicker of recognition crosses their face. They notice the subtle clues, the disciplined way she carries herself even in exhaustion, the look in her eyes that speaks of things they can't imagine. A quiet, unspoken respect fills the room. They are no longer just helping a stranger. They are helping one of their own, a warrior who has found herself in a different kind of struggle. The father stands back, watching as they carefully help her onto a stretcher and guide her toward the waiting ambulance. As they reach the doorway, she turns her head and looks back at him. Her eyes meet his, and in that one brief, Silent glance, a world of gratitude is exchanged. She is seen, not as a soldier, not as a hero, but as a human being who has shown compassion when she needed it most. He watches the ambulance doors close and its lights disappear down the snowy street, a reminder that sometimes the bravest rescues, the ones that truly matter, happen far from any battlefield, in the quiet kindness of a stranger's heart.